What's up guys, Magic Knives here, and in this video I'm super excited to bring to you a new airsoft review video, not on an airsoft gun, but on a airsoft bomb prop, specifically the Boombox by Hobby Forge. And first and foremost, I want to say that sadly this is a temporarily discontinued item. I actually got this from a third-party seller off of Facebook Marketplace, which, sadly, that was also a big struggle in and of itself because the guy was being really difficult, let's just say that. And yeah, I had to go through a lot of hurdles to get this because Hobby Forge themselves, when they were selling this, they didn't even have the option to, ship internationally, or at least to Canada. And, you know, unfortunately, from what I heard from one of the sellers or the guys that are part of the company, they said that COVID really disrupted their supply line, so they don't even know if they're gonna have a relaunch or a revamp of this product. I really hope they will, because I think out of all the bomb props that I've seen out there, this is by far the best, the most realistic, and I think it's great because it doesn't look like a bomb, at least at first glance, right? Like, it doesn't look like it has explosive strap to it. Obviously, there's electronics, but you quickly realize, like, okay, this is just a electronic game device or electronic device, much like how you would have for an escape room. So I think, if they're fortunate enough to have a relaunch of this in the future, and maybe with this review video, it'll get some word out there, because Node first kind of popularized this with their videos using this device, or this prop in their Trouble in Terrorist Town game. So that's where I first saw it, honestly, and I think it's, again, I love the sound effects of it because it's inspired from Counter Strike, and yeah, all the other ones, they're like, again, they only have it within the U.S. They don't ship it internationally. And again, because I got this from a third party, I was fortunate enough to get this shipped into Canada with no issues at all with customs. But the only other problem was that Canada Post went on strike not too long ago as I make this video. So unfortunately, there was a additional delay, because firstly, it was a huge issue with the guy that was selling me this, or that I wanted to buy this off of. He was making this really difficult, and then I had to wait a long time after I actually sent him the money, and then I didn't know if he was actually going to sell it because I was worried I got scammed. Luckily, he finally sold it. So relieved and annoyed with him, but luckily I got it. But or luckily it was shipping, and then the strike happened, so I had to wait extra long. And then yeah, luckily the strike got lifted, but not in time before Christmas. I do still consider this a Christmas present, but got this on, just was able to pick this up on Boxing Day, so good enough for me. So let's run into the mechanics of this and how this works. First and foremost, you can actually see this comes in a very sturdy pistol case, hard case, really rock solid. And close this up. This thing is actually got a good heft to it. Like, when you're carrying this around, yeah, it's very well concealed. I mean, I wouldn't drop this, obviously, or throw this around, but like, at least you'll know that it's got a nice hard shell to it. Yeah, so obviously treat this like any normal firearm or airsoft gun. Don't expose this to the public. Don't try to pull stupid pranks on people, like at the mall or anything like that. You're just asking for trouble, essentially. Only use this at dedicated airsoft fields, or at least in private property. So yeah, but when you open this up, you have two latches here on the side. Pop that open, and as you can see, it comes very nicely packed in the case. And let me actually show you the insides of it first. So you have these two handles here. You kind of want to put your fingers on the side here, that way you can push it out. Because you can see, it is actually, there's some Velcro inside of the case, as well as on the actual core itself. Okay, and that's what's helping it stay inside the case, and without having it fall out of the case. Now, this is actually powered by a LiPo battery, which right here at the back, you just open this door up, and this is where your LiPo battery is stored. You can use a 7.4 or 11.1. I use a 11.1, just the same one that I use for my AEG gun, and it is a Dean's connection. So keep that in mind. You need a Dean's LiPo battery for this to work. There's not a lot of space, so you want to make sure you use a small candy bar style battery, and just be very cautious and careful when you're tucking that in, because you do have this nice little trap door that you can close up, just so that the battery is not exposed, or at least not too exposed. If I can hopefully tap that. There we go, just like that. From there, you can then once you've plugged your battery in, you can now place the core back into the case, push that into the Velcro or the hook and loop. So now you're ready to go. When you turn it on, you'll have these little barrel keys here, okay? And right where it says off and on, you're going to line it up with the keyhole, turn it on. And what's really nice is when you turn it on, you will have a battery indicator right at the top right. I obviously probably weren't able to see that, but yeah, what's good is that every time you turn it on, you will know the battery life of your battery. So if you're about to run games with your friends or at a field, then at least you know ahead of time, okay, this is my battery health right now. Will I have enough to run the game or for the rest of the night? Now, just going into the main menu, you have three different game modes. You'll see you have the main feature, which is bomb. The second one is domination, and the third one is virus. Okay, and at the very bottom you also have settings. So if I just press the number button, you can see all the different settings. You have game options, system settings, and node mode. Now, I don't know what node mode really does. I'm betting it's based on what what Node did with their game mode, but when I selected that, the whole thing just kind of freezes. Nothing happens even when I press the buttons. So I have no idea what that does. So unfortunately, I don't. There's nothing I can do about that, which is unfortunate. But yeah, with settings, if you press game options, you can change the different game options when it comes to bomb mode, domination, virus. So for example, if we're doing bomb mode, press 1, you can adjust the game clock, bomb clock, hold length, deco time, etc. Just exit here. Same idea for domination, virus, and so forth. Just back out here. Okay. You can obviously adjust the settings for the volume and the brightness. So if you go for system, press 2, you can adjust volume, brightness, accelerometer. What's really nice about this is that when you have, for whichever game, this is actually, it has a motion sensor, so that if you are, regardless of which game you're using or playing, if you set this down and once you've started the countdown for the bomb, if you shake this too much, it will cause the bomb to go off. So you'll kind of see with the lights here, it'll start moving faster and faster, and that's where it'll detonate the bomb and you fail. So you have to be extra careful. You can obviously adjust the accelerometer just so it's not too sensitive, but I think if you want some realism, obviously, have it at a setting that you're comfortable with. All right. Currently, right now, I have the volume at its lowest, but I would probably suggest when you're running this for fields, set it at the highest level just so everyone can hear it. Obviously, the bigger the space, the more sound you're going to need. But if you're at home, just testing, and just so you don't annoy your family members or whoever you're living with, try to keep the volume low, or even just turn it off. Okay. Now, let me first back out here, and for the star of the show, let's start with bomb mode. So this is what's going to happen. You select bomb mode, so that's one, and then from there you have three different bomb modes essentially. You have pin, and then you have hold, and then you have decode. Pin is where you predetermine as a group of players what the code is going to be. So for example, if you want to make it really simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So if I'll show you this first, actually, press 1. So from here, this is going to now tell me to set bomb access code. So in this case, I'll just do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is the predetermined code that everybody will have to remember. And as you can see, currently I have the game clock set as 5 minutes and the bomb clock as 1 minute. Now, unfortunately, 1 minute is the lowest that you can set it. You can't set it to 45 seconds, unfortunately, not like in the Counter-Strike game. But I think with how it works, it's good enough, right? And 5 minutes is also the lowest that you can set it for the game clock, which it's fine, because with how you're going to operate this, you can set it like you're going to run your game, you're going to run the game how you wish. So you can just tell the players that the game round is 2 minutes long, disregard this, right? But either way, once you're ready to start, when you're ready to start the game, you can press the start button, and that will start the game clock. Okay. Now in this case, because it's set in pin mode, all you have to do is press the code 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then to arm it, you're gonna flip the switch cap open, and this is your arming switch. You just flip that forward, and that will obviously arm it. As you can see now that it's in red. You press the start button again, and you can hear the iconic sound effects from Counter-Strike, and now the bomb clock is now counting down. Okay. Obviously, in this case, for the counter-terrorists, they will have to input the same code in order to defuse it. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. And in that case, the counter-terrorists managed to successfully defuse the bomb. And again, my favorite part about this is just the sound effects that HobbyForge has implemented into this device. It is amazing, in my opinion, especially when you have the volume at a really high level. I think it just is going to bring such a nostalgia and just a sense of immersion, and also a lot of stress when you're doing this, because especially if you do decide to use this mode for the bomb game, it's you're gonna have to remember the code, right? So not to mention on top of having to engage with enemies, right? Now let me just I'm gonna back out here. I'm gonna turn it off first and change it to the other modes for the bomb. So to turn it off, you just simply do that. Turn this back on. So unfortunately, when you're in a game, there's no way for you to back out of the game. You just have to turn it off and turn it back on, which it's not the end of the world as long as you have the key. Pretty much good to go. So now let me show you the hold method, or the hold bomb mode. So in this case, number 2. In this case, once you start the game, you're going to just use these 2 buttons. Now, normally you would just hold with 2 hands, hold each button down, but what I find is really good, and most people already discovered this, is you can actually either your thumb and ring finger, or what I can do is also my first finger and my pinky. You can hold it. Let me just show you guys. You can hold it down like this. So you're just gonna hold these buttons down. Now again, I have the I have it set for 5-second hold. You have either 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and 50 seconds for the button hold to download the code or to arm it. So, or in this case, to ready the bomb. So now the bomb's ready. Same thing. Arm it. Press the red start button to start the countdown. And as you can see, it is now counting down. Now, a couple other features that I can show you while this is counting down. Firstly, if you, like I said, this does have a sensor to it, so if you shake it too much, like this, so you see it turns red, which means it's already in danger, and obviously now the bomb has exploded because you've moved it too much. So that is the accelerometer or the sensor. That is a very nice feature with the boombox. And then there's one more version of the bomb game mode that I would like to show you. And honestly, I think this is the most practical one, or most easy to most realistic one. So for this one is decode. So you're gonna press 3 to set in decode mode. In this case, you're gonna do the same thing. Press the start button. Okay. And what you're going to do this time, it's kind of a combination of the pin mode and the hold mode. So first, you're going to hold the buttons down at the same time. It's going to download the pin. Okay. Once that bar fills up, you're going to get the code 3868. Okay. Once you see the code, it might have changed over time when they've made updates. But on my particular one, you have to wait for the numbers to disappear before you can type it in. It won't let you type it in. It won't let you type it in once you see the numbers. So you have to wait a little bit, but you don't have to worry too much about the time, because it does pause the time when it shows you the pin number. Okay, so in this case 3868. Let's see if it actually. Perfect. So in this case, as you see, it's a combination of both the pin mode and the hold mode. So, and the code is always random, so that's the nice thing. So usually once you've armed it or downloaded the pin to ready the bomb, the counter-terrorist will, by the time they get to the bomb to disarm it, it will be a different code. So yeah, that's the kind of nice thing about it too. It's just always randomizing it. So for saying same thing, I'm gonna flip the switch, press the start to arm it, or to start the countdown. And what's nice about this one, let me just show you here. So again, as the counter-terrorist, you're going to hold the two buttons, and you can see it's hacking to get into the bomb to decode it, so 2172. Now for this sake, let me show you what happens if you do not get the code right. So let's just type a random code in. It makes an error. So now you can see the time actually counts down faster. If I do it again, it's error number 2, and now it counts even faster. If I do it one more time, if I make 3 mistakes, it explodes. So you get 3 chances when it comes to defuse the bomb if you are not paying attention enough. Now again, I'm going to show you one more time here, just for demonstration's sake. So you're going to press that. Let me download the pin for you. 7560. Again, you have to wait for the numbers to disappear before you can type it in. To ready it, arm it. Okay. Now we're gonna actually defuse it now. So let's hold these buttons down. 7560 again. And as you see, I have to wait for it to. So let me just show you again, actually. 0202. If I type it, it's not gonna work. See, I have to wait for the. So you have to wait until those numbers disappear before you type it in. That is a little bit annoying, but the good thing is the the timer does stop temporarily, so you can at least remember the numbers before typing it in. So yeah, once you do that, you're pretty much set. And I think this just adds a really nice layer of stress, immersion, and just nostalgia. I think this is like, it has to be like, if you're ever gonna run an airsoft field or you're gonna run your own private games, I think this is like a big must. Like, and I'm just sad that unfortunately Hobby Forge is not in a position right now to make more of these. I really hope they do, and I hope that they'll consider being able to sell this internationally as well, or at least the Canadians, because we Canadians need the love too for airsoft, right? So yeah, I really hope this is something that will make a comeback, and hopefully other airsoft fields can incorporate this too. Let me, for the sake of it, I want to try the other game modes. I think for domination, it would be nice if you could have an extra two of these, but obviously you can't. But you could do this for like a King of the Hill gameplay. Now, I already know the gist of how it works, but let me just show you anyways, for your own knowledge sake. So you're going to press 2. So for this one, yeah, think of this like a King of the Hill or Capture the Flag. So the timer is actually going to be here. So whenever you're ready to start, you're going to press that, okay? And you'll see the music plays in the background, okay? So there's going to be a red team and then a blue team, all right? When you're ready, the blue team is going to hold down their button, and once the meter fills, that's going to start counting up the points for the blue team, right? And when the red team manages to get to the center of the field, you hold that until it fills, and you see it counts for the red team. Okay, so this becomes more of like a capture the flag or King of the Hill kind of game mode, right? So unfortunately, my camera cut out in the middle of that, but that's okay. It gives me an opportunity now to show you the virus game mode. So I've turned it off, turned it back on. Let's see what the virus mode does. So number 3, we're going to press start, and basically, let's see, we're going to hold the buttons down to get the code, or let's see, so it's unlocked. And let's see here. Oh yeah, I've got to arm it first. Safety off. Alright. So, from what I understand, you have to carry this from point A to point B, right? The terrorist team is trying to steal the virus and bring it to their base, but without letting the virus basically break. So you'd have to be very careful with this, because eventually you shake it too much, virus destroyed, right? I think I'd have to play around a bit with that one to make it work, or at least for it to make sense. But I'm sure if you're gonna do some kind of zombie game mode or something, I think this would be a really good touch to that zombie game mode. But something, a nice few bonus ideas. But of course, the main feature is gonna be the Counter-Strike or bomb game mode for this, as I'm sure it is for a lot of you, if you're ever fortunate to get this, or if Hobby Forge is finally able to relaunch these. Do reach out to Hobby Forge. Maybe help start a GoFundMe so that they can hopefully get these back in stock again, and hopefully they can even offer international shipping to Canadians. So with that said, guys, please let me know if you have any questions. Obviously, I really wish this is something that you guys could buy. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Again, I really hope this is something that more fields will be able to get in the future. But thank you for watching. Hope to see you guys in my future videos. And until next time, peace out.